Hello students, how are you? In the previous video of transportation we were discussing about the blood vessels, okay, and the most important thing, that how the blood circulates in the body. Okay, we are discussing about arteries, veins, then there was some special kind like pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, and the capillaries. I hope it is clear to all of you. Let's quickly revise that. I told you that all the arteries carry oxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery was a special artery that carried deoxygenated blood. But we can say one thing, that all the arteries and all the by means I say, and I want to say by this, that all arteries means it includes pulmonary artery as well. All the arteries take the blood away from the heart, okay, whether it is pulmonary artery or any simple artery. So the arteries carry blood away from the heart. This is correct. But you cannot say that always artery carry oxygenated blood. Sometimes, or that is the pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood. Similarly for the veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood from lungs to heart. Okay, like pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs for purification, and the blood is brought back by pulmonary veins to back to the heart. Okay, so we can say that all the veins carry the blood towards heart, okay, from other organs to heart. This is correct definition, but you cannot say that all the veins carry deoxygenated blood, because there is an exception, that is pulmonary veins. Okay, then we discussed about the capillaries. What were the capillaries? It was the fine networks of the blood vessels with the help of which the gaseous exchange between the blood and the cell take place. Okay, so this was about pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, blood vessels, and similarly the blood, how the blood circulated from the heart. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, and it transport all the substance or the blood to the cells. Then from cells the deoxygenated blood is carried by the veins. Veins bring back that deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Okay, now from heart, with the help of pulmonary artery, that deoxygenated blood is flowed back to the lungs, and from lungs pulmonary veins carry again oxygenated blood back to the heart. Okay, now in this video students, we have to discuss one of the most important topic of the circulatory system, that is the heart. Clear? After how the blood circulation, because heart is the most important part of the circulatory system of human beings. Clear? So let's start with heart. The heart is an organ present in our body that pumps the blood in the blood vessels. It is located in the chest cavity. Its lower part is tilted towards the left. It is divided into 4 chambers, which prevents the oxygen rich blood from mixing with the carbon dioxide rich blood. Okay, so you know that there are certain organisms which have 4 chambered heart, that are human beings, crocodile, etc. Other organisms, some have 2 chambered hearts, some have 3 chambered hearts, etc. Okay, the upper chambers are called atria and the lower chambers are called ventricles. The atria and the ventricles both are individually divided within themselves into 2 chambers with the help of the valves. From the left ventricle, the biggest artery of the body called aorta begins. The right atrium of the body receives deoxygenated blood from the body through a vein called vena cava, and the vena cava is the largest vein of our body. Clear? So these are some points related to the heart. You can see this diagram. Right atrium and the left atrium. The blood from the right atrium flows to the right ventricle, and the blood from the left atrium flows to the left ventricle. Okay, from the left ventricle it goes to aortic valve, and the right ventricle it goes to pulmonary valve, and through the pulmonary artery to outside. Okay, at this time you just need to remember that there are 4 chambers: right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, and the left ventricle. Okay, we will be discussing the flow of blood, then you will come to know that how the blood flows and where is the oxygenated blood and where is the deoxygenated blood. Okay, now this diagram shows the blood flow through heart. Okay, so let's start from right atrium. Okay, see the blue one is the deoxygenated blood, remember, and the red one is the oxygenated blood. Okay, now you can understand. So if we say that the right atrium, okay, let's start from the body tissues, then it will be easy for you. From the body tissues, the superior and the inferior vena cava brings the blood to the right atrium, very important. Now because it is the deoxygenated blood, so from the right atrium the blood will flow to the right ventricle. Between right atrium and right ventricle there is a valve called tricuspid valve. What does it do? It prevents the backflow of the blood from right ventricle back to the right atrium. Okay, so there is the valve. Now from right ventricle, the pulmonary semilunar valves. Okay, the pulmonary semilunar valves, where does they transport that blood? They transport that blood to pulmonary artery, and you all know pulmonary artery will carry that deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, now from lungs, because the blood has been purified, it will be brought back by pulmonary veins to the left atrium. Okay, now we have come to left atrium. Left atrium, the blood will, this is purified blood, so now from left atrium the blood will flow to left ventricles. Again there is a valve, that is bicuspid valve. Okay, between right atrium and right ventricle it was tricuspid, and the left atrium and the left ventricle it is bicuspid valve. Okay, so left atrium and the left ventricle, between them is bicuspid valve, and what does it do? Again prevent the backflow. From the left ventricle, students, there is aortic semilunar valves through which the blood flows to the aorta, and you all know that from aorta the blood reaches to different body tissues. So this is the blood flow through the heart, and the cycle continues on and on. Okay, go through this cycle again and then we will be moving forward. Very important one. Okay students, understand it, otherwise it can create confusion. Okay, you just need to remember. Okay, see what you need to remember in this. You need to remember right atrium, then the tricuspid valve from right ventricle. Okay, then you can leave this, then you can come to like directly to pulmonary artery, from right ventricle to pulmonary artery to lungs, then pulmonary veins to left atrium to bicuspid valve, through bicuspid valve to left ventricle, and then left ventricle to aorta. Okay, and then aorta to body tissues. So if you want to skip in this diagram, that if you are drawing, you can skip that pulmonary trunk. Okay, and pulmonary semilunar valves if you want to, otherwise everything you have to remember. Clear? Okay, let's move forward. Next topic is heartbeat. The muscles of heart relax and contract continuously as it pumps the blood in the arteries. This rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart is called heartbeat. Okay, the heart relax and contract continuously as it pumps the blood, and this rhythmic contraction, what is rhythm? Means one after other. Okay, at particular time interval, that is rhythmic contraction, and relaxation of heart is called heartbeat. The stethoscope is an instrument that is used to listen to the heartbeat of a person. What does it do? It amplifies the heartbeat so that the doctors can monitor it and find out about the patient's conditions. Amplify means to increase. Okay, so it amplifies the heartbeat so that the doctors can monitor it. What does it contains? It contains two earpieces, a tube that connects them to chest piece comprising of a sensitive diaphragm. Okay, now you can see that there are ear tips. From ear tips that tubing is attached. Okay, and through tubing there is a bell, and through the bell the diaphragm is attached. So this diaphragm portion, it is put on the chest, and the ear tips, you know, inside the ears of the doctor, and the doctors listen to the heartbeats with the help of this. It amplifies, increase the volume, and through that the doctors can guess what is the condition of the patients. Okay, so what is heartbeat? It is rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. That is the heartbeat. Next is, do all animals possess a circulatory system? The answer is no. Animals like hydra and sponges do not possess a circulatory system. These animals live in water and hence get food and oxygen from the water as it enters their bodies. As the water comes out of their bodies, it takes away the carbon dioxide and waste materials out of it. Okay, very important student, that do all the animal possess a circulatory system? No. Some like very that have very simple body organization. Okay, as you know, human beings have a very complex body organization, but some animals like hydra and sponges do not possess a circulatory system. They live in water and hence get food and oxygen from the water. It enters through their bodies. Where does it enters? There are small holes in the body through which it enters, and it comes out of the bodies through the holes also. Okay, so whenever this water comes, there is oxygen. The oxygen is exchanged by the cells, and the remaining, you can say the remaining water or the waste water is expelled out of the body. It takes away the carbon dioxide and the waste material with it. Okay, so this was all about circulatory system, students. In the next video we will be talking about excretion in animals, okay, because it is also related to the transportation. So in this next video we'll be talking about excretion. Okay, and before that I want to say that if you want to understand it properly, because these are some important parts, the blood flow, heart, okay, so you can watch this video again and understand it, and please make the notes of the videos that is being watched by you properly. Okay, make the notes, and students, keep studying, take care of yourselves. Thank you.